Other than building Wing Stadium in 1974, the biggest announcement here in the facility's history. We're going to have a few guests, a couple presentations for media. I know some of you guys are going live right now. Obviously, we'll accommodate that, as well as interviews with any of the speakers. We do have members of the Kalamazoo Wings, the alumni, head coach Nick Bootlin here as well. All parties that are speaking up here are parties that you need outside of that. We can make sure they're available following this press conference. Press release, as well as other information we'll talk about a little bit later, will be available after the press conference as well. At this time, we do want to welcome some of those people I just mentioned, obviously the media, for accommodating us here during your time on the air, as well as staff of GHG, SMC, and our corporate partners who have helped us get this far in our facility's history. A couple things, announcements before we get into the announcement that we want to make sure that we're talking about is, one, and this announcement has a lot to do with fans, and part of this announcement was made in August when the radio broadcast for the Kalamazoo Wings has moved to 92.5 The Zoo. It's a signal that 6,000 watt station tower in Mattawan that's going to help us reach the fans that we want to make sure that are clamoring for Kalamazoo Wings hockey. So Bob Brink, Tom Flynn, and our PA announcer Scotty Bud Melvin here today as well. We thank you for taking time out and coming out here today. First broadcast on the radio network will happen on Friday night, October 5th. It's a preseason game. That preseason game normally would be played at Wing Stadium. After you'll see the announcement, more things will come to light. But that game will be moved to Wings West. 7:30 is the face-off time. It marks just the second time in K-Wings history that a home game won't be played at Wing Stadium. The first time was back in 2002 on a pink ice game where the game was moved to the Annex. So this is the first time that it's going to be moved to Wings West, site of where our undefeated junior K-Wing team that's coming off a big 3-0 or 4-0 mark, from the showcase plays its home games. So we're happy to share that with them and give our fans an experience to see Wings West if they haven't done so already. Opening night will take place on Friday, October 19th against the Fort Wayne Comets. First time in 4 years that we've played the Comets. Storied rivalry, one of the most storied in minor league hockey. We're excited to have them back in our league. The last time we played them was back in the playoffs 4 seasons ago, so a little bit of revenge starting on October 19th. Tickets for the K-Wings go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. That's at Wing Stadium, as well as all Ticketmaster outlets, including Ticketmaster.com. And we'll give to you more ticket information here in a second. One of the things that we're excited about, and we're excited about all our partnerships that we have every year. If you notice to my left that our fine feathered friend has a different look with Slappy. We're excited to ink in the last week or so our new partnership with Consumers Credit Union. First time in Slappy's history, which goes back to 1998, that Slappy's been sponsored. So we're excited about that. You'll see Slappy around the community, as you always, and probably even full force. And you'll definitely see Slappy during games, especially on October 19th against Fort Wayne. That is definitely not the reason why you guys are here. To get us there, I'd like to call up the General Manager of Stadium Management Company, as well as your Kalamazoo Wings, Mr. Jim Berlew.
Thanks, Mike, and everyone, welcome to the show. We're here for some exciting, fun news today. We're going to cover a few things. I want to thank you for coming, and I want to thank the great staff at Greenleaf, which includes the Radisson, our K-Wings SMC staff, for arranging this great atmosphere for today's cool, fun, exciting announcements. In my opinion, or I think in most people's opinion, what we're talking about here today is the single most significant thing to happen to Wing Stadium since it opened in 1974. Not everyone knows this, I don't think, but Stadium Management Company is part of the Greenleaf Hospitality Group. The Greenleaf Hospitality Group, of course, owns this hotel, the Holiday Inn West restaurants and retail operations. One of the cool things about Stadium Management Group, it's a great group of people I work with, almost 900 strong. And you know how you're supposed to put your goals and your vision and your mission on paper? Well, we actually do that. We actually carry what we call a core values card. This is one of them, right here. You obviously can't read this, but right here in writing that we carry on a daily basis, it says our vision for Greenleaf Hospitality Group is to be the unmatched choice for the ultimate experience. And that's why we're here today. That's one of the many reasons. One of the things I would like to mention is under the leadership of our owner, Bill Johnson, and our president and CEO, Ron Ellenboss, Greenleaf Hospitality Group that takes great care of their employees, their team members. In fact, just recently, Greenleaf won an Achievers Award. And what that is a top 50 company in all the United States for employee engagement. And I bring that up because employee engagement translates to that ultimate experience that we're trying to accomplish. And that was under the director of Human Resources, Carrie Hoke Mortlock, and we appreciate that very much. So Greenleaf is a great company. Mr. Johnston and Mr. Ellenboss do what they say they're going to do. Just over the last few years, in terms of trying to create that ultimate fan experience, or in some cases a guest experience if you're at a hotel or a restaurant, just a couple years ago, total revamp and renovation of the Holiday Inn West, again towards that guest experience. Last year, Wings West, renovation towards the customer user group and fan experience. Right now, look at where you are. We are in the midst of a world-class Radisson Plaza hotel that, under the expert guidance of Tim Raymond, is finishing up a multi-million dollar renovation in downtown Kalamazoo. So they do what they say they're going to do. They invest in their people, they invest in their community, and they invest in providing that vision of providing the ultimate experience. Well, the exciting news after those projects is it's our turn at Stadium Management Company. This is our chance to shine, get ready to move forward for the next 20 years or more with some of the exciting things we're going to talk about this afternoon. However, since I've got you here as a captive audience, I do want to mention a couple other things before we get to the big news. One of the things we're trying to stress is the Stadium Management Company is much more than just the K-Wings. We love the K-Wings, no doubt about it, a true part of the community. But think about Stadium Management Company and its rich history and all else that goes on. How many people here went to the Elton John concert? That was only a few months ago. The greatest concert we've had in how many years? A couple of decades? Sold out, great atmosphere, great environment. So we have all the special events, concerts, the annual mainstay events every year. We've also got, just a couple of years ago, the USA Curling Nationals, a great accomplishment for this community. We've also got ice events. There's a bunch of things that are going on in ice events. You've got almost 900 youngsters playing youth hockey, almost 900 adults playing adult hockey. You've got countless hours of public skating and all the other activities, figure skating, synchronized skating, etc. And with that, of course, the most recent one is curling, which is growing by leaps and bounds. Also, we're about to enjoy a few milestones involved with Stadium Management Company. So over and above this project we're going to talk about in a minute, there's 3 important milestones over the next 3 seasons. So the K-Wings play in the ECHL, which is the premier AA league in all of North America. It's a great league, great hockey, lots of great competition. This year will be the ECHL's 25th anniversary season. So it's stable, it's strong, and in fact it's growing with new teams this year in San Francisco and Orlando. Next year will be the Wing Stadium and K-Wings 40th anniversary. Think about that, 4 decades of K-Wings hockey and events at Wing Stadium, which is incredible. And our largest user group is the Kalamazoo Optimist Hockey Association. 2 years, or the year after that, 2 years from now, they are celebrating 50 years of putting kids on the ice to play hockey. Another outstanding accomplishment. That's tens of thousands of kids that got involved in youth hockey. When you think about it, over the years, Stadium Management Company and the K-Wings, they've been woven into the very fabric of this community in so many ways. And one of the things I forgot to mention when I was talking about Stadium Management Company and the other things involved, I did mention the K-Wings, and Mike did mention it, but the junior K-Wings are off to an incredible start. They were here before in the late 80s, early 90s, and under the guidance of Mark Fackler, as Mike mentioned, are off to a 4-0 start in the regular season, and they hit the road this weekend going to the Sioux to continue that season. So the junior hockey is a program for teenagers working on their hockey skills, but also to achieve a college scholarship, and that's going really well. Well, as we look to the future, Wing Stadium has enjoyed 38 great years. But today, as I said, today is about the next 20 years. So our first step for the next 20 years is an almost $2 million total renovation focusing on the ultimate fan experience at Wings Stadium. The K-Wings slogan is "Come for the party, stay for the game." When we market the K-Wings, we really think what we're marketing and promoting and trying to encourage people to come out and watch is a 3-hour social event wrapped around a K-Wings hockey game. The product on the ice has been spectacular. Nick Bootlin is one of the best coaches anywhere. If you think about the record, we've only been in the East Coast Hockey League for 3 years now. 3 straight back-to-back-to-back North Division championships. 2 straight Eastern Conference championships, and a trip to the finals. So Nick does an outstanding job on the ice. So when I talk about the entertainment part of this, I am not trying to not care about the on-ice product. We've got a true professional and great players that take care of that for us. The on-ice product is incredibly competitive, talented, and strong. That said, we need to market to casual hockey fans. So that's why we think we have a 3-hour social event wrapped around a hockey game. In fact, one of our goals is to get a couple of casual hockey fans to come to a game, and when they leave, we want one fan to have to ask the other, what was the score? Why do you think we think that way? If you're a casual fan and you have to ask what the score is, that means we delivered on that ultimate experience. That means that you had so much fun with everything else that's going on that the hockey, even though it's great hockey, thanks to Nick and his players, the entertainment part of it is really grabbed you and took a hold of you, and you'll come back. So that's one of our goals. That leads us to the main purpose for today's news conference, which is that almost $2 million renovation project I mentioned. So I'm going to call it the Ultimate Fan Experience Mission. What we want to do with this project, I mentioned the slogan, "Come for the party, stay for the game." This renovation project is going to enhance the party in great ways that you're going to see in a moment. The other thing that's going to be really cool is it's going to invigorate the senses, the 5 senses of our guests, fans, and patrons. And those senses are, of course, taste, aromas, touch, sight, and sound. So we're going to get started with some of the really cool, fun stuff that's going on for this year and beyond by bringing up our corporate director of food and beverage, Michael Oswald, to take care of the taste and the smells. I got to find it.
Thanks, Jim. Well, as Jim mentioned, social is a big part, and with social, being in the food and beverage business, comes beer and food. So what we've done at Wings, we've installed a state-of-the-art, all-new draft beer lines to all of the concession stands so that we can have ice-cold beer. We then said we've wanted some signature items at the ballparks, at Wings Stadium.
Whatever.
Whichever.
Yeah.
So we've got a signature Philly cheesesteak. We've got Austin City smoked meats, which will feature beef brisket, a 8-ounce hot dog, a half-pound Angus beef hot dog loaded with chili cheese. We'll be featuring phenomenal Fridays, which will have $2 16-ounce draft beers, and we'll also feature some of our food product, hot dogs, wings, pretzels, on a nightly basis.
What's your favorite item?
My favorite item is the half-pound, 12-inch Angus beef hot dog, also known as the Home Wrecker. That being said, we've updated our concession stands. We've got video menu boards and new Micros touchscreen registers. If we look to the next screen, we'll showcase, we've updated the back end. The beer towers are up and running, and we've put some new clean look to the concession stands, and soon to be hung will be our new video menu boards. To go along with that, we've got some new logos showcasing all of our concession stands. The first, the Caramba Cantina, which will be featuring burritos, tacos, quesadillas, all the great things that make up the cantina.
Can I interrupt?
Sure.
Where's the light?
Let me give you a little special effects here.
There we go.
Next, we've got our next slide. We've got Between the Pipes, popcorns and sweets, self-explanatory. Next, Power Play Pretzels, a twisted experience. This will make up one of our stands. Next, Slappy's Pizza and Wings. Next, we've got Blue Line, brats, and hot dogs. We'll be featuring ballpark hot dogs, as well as Miller Brats. Next. Champs Cheesesteaks. So for Al in the audience, we are trying to replicate the original Philly cheesesteak. So we'll see if we can make history with our cheesesteak there.
Can't be done.
Slapshot ice cream. Next. Our Austin Blues barbecue with brisket and pulled pork. Really excited about this one. I think this will be a home run or a triple
Hat trick.
hat trick. Thank you. All of our beer expresses will have a marquee up here. The windows will be tricked out in a big, large beer sticker so that people can see it from far away. Our box office bar speaks for itself. And then the Zamboni bar. So all of these will be branded to add a little bit more excitement to the food and beverage department. And last but not least, we've got a whole new service staff of service professionals that are geared to make the fan experience a triple play.
No.
No.
Hat trick.
Hat trick.
Power play. Power play.
Power play. So, with that, I'll turn it back over to the hockey guy.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Thank you, Oz. As you can see, he vividly covered the aroma and taste part of it, which are going to be drastically improved. And again, that's all part of trying to accomplish the ultimate fan experience. So next we need to talk about touch. And we're taking a little poetic license here. Certainly you'll be able to touch the walls with the new paint or walk on a new floor that I'll talk about in a second. But we want to translate touch to embrace. And we want to engage and embrace our fans such that our staff is going to be renamed to the Ambassadors of Fun. Our vision is for our fans to come to the game, be greeted warmly, be invited in, have a great time, and run into a customer-oriented, fan-friendly staff member at every turn of the arena at every event we do. That's our mission, that's our goal, that's our vision as part of creating that ultimate experience. Now we're up to sights and sounds. First I want to talk about what I just said, the walls and floors. When you come into Wing Stadium through the main lobby, one of the very first things you're going to notice is the incredible lobby, how much lighter and brighter it is. It's really quite amazing. And so in the lobby and throughout the concourse, we've totally repainted everything. And ironically, the color we chose for the white paint is called ice white. And that's going to be trimmed by what we're calling true blue along the bottom. That in and of itself, including the white paint on the ceilings, is a major accomplishment. You're going to be awed by that. It's going to be fun and inviting. The next thing, though, that's going to be really cool is the vibrant new floor. The actual name of the floor is in your press release. It's over my pay grade to try to explain it. That said, this floor is going to be very cool. It's a blue and white flake floor that's going to, with that paint scheme, accompanied with brand new bright lights up above it. You're not going to recognize this place. We were walking around yesterday, and we wouldn't do this, trust me, but if we stopped right where we are right now, and that's partway through this, you'd still be amazed at how this looks and feels and how much it's changed already. So that's going to happen too, the paint refresh scheme and the floors. Now it's time for the highlight of the day. And in order to do that, I want to introduce a gentleman by the name of Bob Misavage. Bob is the founder and president of a company called Total Sports Entertainment. Again, back to our focus, the ultimate experience, total sports entertainment. Bob has almost 3 decades of expert work in this field, and he's here to help us unveil what will be the highlight of why we're here today.
3 decades, right.
You're over here near the microphone.
Ever since I was 5 years old, guys. So, K-Wings hockey's always been a great time. You know, it's always been a family fun experience. But, you know, it's a new era now, and we're ramping up to a whole new level. So, let's see what it looks like.
It's time to launch Operation Fan Experience.
How about that? Yeah, pretty amazing things here. If you notice, it's an oblong structure. It's we're going to hang a city bus from the ceiling in there. It's going to be pretty amazing. And it's to give you some stats here. You guys can pull out your calculators or pencils or whatever you want to say. 40 feet by 12 and a half feet. That's 1,250 square feet of entertainment you're seeing there. 180,000 square inches. That's equivalent to hanging 352 40-inch screens up there in the ceiling. So take them out of your living rooms and put them up there. That's what you'd see. It's Jerry Jones-esque. Who's seen the cowboy video board in here? Anybody? You guys see all the promo on that? That's essentially oblong. It runs all the way down the field at Jerry's house, and it's got two end caps. That's essentially the way we designed this. So it's really probably one of, I'd have to say at this point in time, I'll take some artistic license and say it's one of the only ones in the small market arenas or minor league hockey that looks that way. They're usually traditionally they are square. And this is the only one like that. So in comparing it to Jerry Jones's board is about 23,000 square feet. But if you take that and divide it into 80,000 fans, you get 1/4 of a foot of video board per fan. Okay, the new Pacers board down there in the arena, it's what is it, Bankers Life Arena. That one is about 3,000 square feet. You divide it into their amount of fans that they have, 18,000 fans or so, and you get about 1/7 of a square foot per fan. We're at 1/4 of a square foot per fan. We're so essentially just shrink down Jerry Jones's house to Kalamazoo size, and we're going to have that same size of effect inside that arena. It's going to be a tremendous effect for the fans, and of course for sponsors alike. For sponsors to get their messages up there, and for the fans to be entertained. It's going to be absolutely tremendous. This is one I actually am going to have to give you for homework. I'm thinking it's obviously probably the biggest one in the ECHL and probably the biggest board in minor league hockey. But I didn't research those stats, so.
I've been to every building, it is.
Okay, there you go. So just hold Mike to the flame over that one.
I guess to put in comparison for people that have been to Wing Stadium, the blue line 60 feet. This is 40 feet. This is covering the neutral zone in essence.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, as it comes down like this, another neat thing, because this is a multi-use facility with a lot of different events, we can spin it. So for other events, we're obviously talking about the hockey events right now and that, but we can spin it and actually have it facing the other directions for other certain events. So it's going to be quite the tool to be used in all the different ways. Now, on top of the video board, we have some other cool things because one of the things we put in Total Sports Entertainment, we help with the fan experience and the infrastructure behind it all over the country. And usually what happens is somebody will put up a new video board and then you'll hear Charlie Brown's teacher for the speakers. Well, here we're putting in a lot of speakers and all new sound systems in both the main arena and the annex. Over 80 speakers are now placed throughout the facility, including subwoofers in the main bowl. So not only are you going to see it, you're going to hear it, and you're going to feel it. And so it's going to be a pretty amazing experience that way.